Ego, the China Wall. Excerpt from Flowering of Consciousness. Ego is the China wall, and this wall is not outside. Instead, the wall is inside you. So wherever you go, you carry your wall. When you are alert, you feel it. When you are not alert, you do not feel it. But the wall is inside you. The wall that stands in your way is of your own ego, and it does not allow you to have a free-flowing consciousness. Indeed, ego surrounds you like a wall. It persuades you that by surrounding you in this way, it will protect you. That is the seduction of the ego. It goes on telling you again and again, if I am not there, you will be unprotected. You will become too vulnerable, and there are too many situations of risk. So let me guard you, let me surround you, and you fall a trap to it. Yes, there is a certain protection in ego, but the wall becomes your imprisonment as well. There is a certain protection, otherwise nobody would offer the miseries that ego brings. There is a certain protection. It protects you against the enemy, but then it protects you against the friends as well. It protects you against all those moments of bliss. It is just like when you close your door and hide behind it because you are afraid of the enemy. Then a friend comes, but the door is closed. He cannot enter. If you are too afraid of the enemy, then friend also cannot enter into you. And if you open the door for the friend, there is every risk that enemy may enter any moment. One has to think about it deeply. And only a very few courageous people tackle it rightly. Otherwise, they become cowards and hide, and then their whole life is lost. It becomes a misery. Life is risky, but death has no risk. Die, and then there is no problem for you, and nobody is going to kill you, because how can anybody kill you when you are already dead? You have experienced death. When I said you are already dead means you have experienced death. Enter a grave and be finished. Then there is no illness or anxiety or anything else for that matter. You are out of all problems. However, when you are alive, then there are millions of problems. The more alive the person, the more problems are there. But there is nothing wrong in it, because struggling with problems, fighting with the challenge is the way that you can grow. The ego is a subtle wall around you. It does not allow anybody to enter into you. You feel protected and secure, but the security is death-like. It is the security of the plant inside the seed. The plant is afraid to sprout because who knows what may happen. The world is so hazardous, and the plant will be so soft, so fragile. Behind the wall and the covering of the seed, hiding inside the cell, everything is protected. Or think of a small child in mother's womb. Everything is there, and the need of the child is fulfilled immediately. There is no anxiety, no fight, no future. The child simply lives blissfully. Every need is fulfilled by the mother. Would you like to remain always in your mother's womb? It is very protective. If it was given to you to choose, would you choose always to be in mother's womb? It is very comfortable. What more comfort is possible? Scientists say we have not been able to make a situation more comfortable than the womb. The womb seems to be the ultimate in comfort. In fact, Sigmund Freud and his followers say that the desire of moksha is nothing but the desire for the same lost womb of the mother. It is so comfortable that there is no anxiety, no problem, and no need to work. Everything is supplied automatically. As soon as the need arises, immediately it is fulfilled. There is not even the trouble of breathing. The mother breathes for the child, and there is nothing to bother about food. The mother eats for the child. Would you like to remain in mother's womb? It is comfortable, but it is not life. Life is always in the wild. Life is there outside. The English word ecstasy is very, very significant. It means to stand out. Ecstasy means to get out of all shells, all protections, all egos, all comforts, and all death-like walls. To be ecstatic means to get out, to be free, to be moving, to be a process, and to be vulnerable that winds can come and pass through you. We have an expression, sometimes we say that experience was outstanding. That exactly is the meaning of ecstasy, outstanding. When a seed breaks and the light hidden behind starts manifesting, when a child is born and leaves the womb behind, all the comforts and all the conveniences behind, moves into the unknown world, it is ecstasy. When a bird breaks the egg and flies into the sky, it is ecstasy. The ego is the egg, and you will have to come out of it. Be ecstatic. Get out of all protections and shells and securities. Then you will attain to the wider world, the vast and the infinite. Only then you live, and you live abundantly. But fear cripples you. The child, before he gets out of the womb, must also be hesitating about whether to get out or not. It must take one step forward and another step back. Maybe that is why the mother goes through so much pain. The child is hesitating to be born, and the child is not yet totally ready to be ecstatic. The past pulls it back, and the future calls it forth. The child is divided. This is the wall of indecision, of clinging with the past or clinging with the ego, and you carry it everywhere. Sometimes in rare moments when you are very alive and alert, you will be able to see it. Otherwise, although it is very transparent wall, you will not be able to see it. One can live his whole life, not one life, instead many, even without becoming aware that one is living inside a cell. Closed from all sides, windowless. That is what Lebanese, you know, in mathematics there is a theorem called Lebanese theorem. So this is what Lebanese used to call nomad. No doors, no window, just closed inside, but it is transparent, a glass wall. You are not exactly facing the wall, instead you are carrying the wall in front of your eyes. When your eyes have clarity, then you can see it. However, when your eyes are dull and you are unconscious, you cannot see it. This ego has to be dropped. One has to gather courage and shatter it on the floor. People go on feeding it. People go on feeding it in millions of ways, not knowing that they feed their own hell. To the very end, they go on playing games continuously. The ego does not allow you to be true. On the contrary, it goes on forcing you to be false. The ego is the lie, but that one has to decide. It needs great courage because with it will shatter all that you have been nursing up to now. It will shatter your whole past. With it you will shatter completely. Somebody will be there, but you will not be that person. Somebody will be there, but you will not be that person. A discontinuous entity will arise within you, fresh, uncorrupted by the past. Then there will be no war. Then wherever you will see the infinite without any boundaries. All your formalities are nothing but helping each other's ego as lies. You say something to somebody and it returns the compliment. Neither you nor he is true. We go on playing the games, etiquette, formalities, the civilized face and mask. Then you will have to face the wall, and by, the wall will become so thick that you will not be able to see anything. The wall goes on getting thicker day by day. Therefore, do not wait. If you have come to feel that you are carrying a wall around you, drop it. Remember, if you have come to feel that you are carrying a wall around you, drop it. Jump out of it, nothing else. Then from tomorrow, do not feed it. Then whenever you see that you are again nursing it, stop. Within a few days, you will be able to see it has died, because it needs your constant support and breastfeeding. The moment you stop supporting and breastfeeding ego, it drops on its own. When somebody says something and you feel hurt, that is the moment you have to stop supporting and breastfeeding it. Instead, we feel hurt, we go back in our empty cells for protection, and then the process continues.